Playing Possum Podcast.
Playing Possum Podcast.
Playing Possum Podcast.
Welcome back, Possums. I'm coming to you not live from Jamie's dream house, and Catherine and Casey are both off doing Catherine and Casey things, and I am here with the one, the only, the Kerry Rose Graning. Applause. Kerry's generously stepped in to let us interview her today, and surprise, here's my cousin. One of the best things about being in Ashes was that I've been able to say I've got a cousin for everything, and I always have a cousin who will step in and help me out. And Kerry is an artist, and so thanks for being here, Kerry.
I'm so
we're gonna jump right into it. Just Kerry's an artist, a writer, cousin extraordinaire. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What you do to be all the good stuff.
yeah. So mostly known as my cousin. Ours. I am a hard answer for me. When people ask what I do, I literally almost always go, "Whew," because it's a music one. I had a long journey in the art career, and one that keeps evolving crazily every year. But what I mostly do is I make I make art. I make physical art out of as we'll talk about out of flowers, dried flowers and foliage and such, sort of collage like work of mostly human figures, some abstract such. But I do that. I am a writer, occasional screenwriter, occasional magazine writer, and occasional playwriter. And gosh, I feel like there's like one other creative pursuit I'm forgetting. But to pay the bill, I don't do much of that. You know?
That takes the village.
It takes a village, and the village is all in my head. All of it up there. So I do a million odd, weird jobs when I'm not doing that.
But you do them really well. I've never seen anyone scrape together a living as well as Kerry.
Thank you. It's, I don't know if I could give advice on living the way I do, having the kind of career, quote unquote, I have, while living a somewhat traditional lifestyle. I literally don't even think that would work. Like the only reason I can live this piece together collage lifestyle, really, is by not being tied down by certain by schedules.
Like 9 to 5?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Which we all are working hard to avoid. So do our own work.
Yeah. 9 to 5s and schedules like these schedules and responsibilities. Not that I have a million of them, but certain responsibilities like, for instance, I don't have a dog, I don't have a kid, and I don't have a house.
No wife, no kids, no pets.
No roof. Roof.
We need a t-shirt.
I know. And on the back it says our info on Harvey Melchior Code.
I'll see that.
Please change, mister.
Well, and lately you've been busy. And that's one of the things I really wanted to talk to you today about. We talked to artists of all kinds, painters, photographers, ceramicists, jewelry makers. But something that's always struck me about you and how you move through the world is how many projects you have up in the air and in progress at one time. Most of us, me personally, I will move from painting to painting. I will bounce around a little bit, but you've got writing projects, you've got painting projects, you've got commissions and stuff like that. So tell us about living spherically.
Yeah.
The Kerry way of doing things.
Well, it's hard. I think I struggle. This is like the way I live now is a chaotic way, and the many projects I take on. I mean, I struggle even today whether it's the right way to do it. It's like honestly, some people juggle 2 projects. I think I usually am juggling 4 to 7 at a time. And I wish I had picked a better number because I'm horrible at math. To do that math, but 5, for instance, let's say I'm just like 5, 20%. Man, I should be an art. I gotta stick with all. But 20%. If I'm giving 20% to 5 different projects, am I actually going to succeed in any of them? You know, I still struggle with that. But the problem is that I feel like I almost need to accept that about myself because it's just my natural way of being. I struggled against acting like this sort of lifestyle for years. You know, when I was a kid, a teenager, I've always been a writer. Started with writing, honestly. I'm interested to talk to you about that transition into visual art because I didn't start that actually until 3 years ago.
Yeah, very recently.
And I never, ever, like, I still struggle with it because I never expected that to come. Writing started at 5.
What's the first thing?
Well, the first thing I wrote was a plagiarized copy of a Little Bear episode that I watched, wrote into a little book, and gave to my mom very proudly. Told her I'd written it.
Shout out to Sissy.
Please, my mama. And she told me years later, she was mortified because she knew it was Little Bear. And she was just like, you psychopath. Like, passing this off. I also cheated at Candyland for the Candyland for the first time at like 4 years old.
Which actually runs in the Graning family. Y'all are by far the most competitive, group of relatives that I've ever.
God damn, same.
I will not step up to the plate. I know better. I've seen people take it down.
Yeah.
It's hard group and stuff like that. It's a mess.
It is scary.
Well, I want to the next thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that competitiveness is certainly turned into perfectionism, which you know is hard. Is a complete. It makes my art hard, terribly hard. Because also going back to that 20% thing, if I am definitely giving 100% to each of those 20% things. Which is like a mathematical impossibility, a bodily possibility, and you know, I'm probably gonna die of a heart attack after a time. But yeah, I started writing all my life, but I never wanted. I knew from an early age, I don't want to write books. I want to write a 500-page book and stick with this and it all goes back to that sort of like, I'd be done writing it after 10 pages. You know, I was like, well, we're not quite done, but I want something else. I need to be fulfilled all my senses at the same time.
Specifically, what are you writing right now? What have you,
writing right now? Well, I just finished writing.
Yeah.
So I just finished writing, filmmaking, not directing. That's the other thing, directing documentaries. Shout out to Andy, my co-director on my latest project. And Josephina, our other cousin.
Another cousin?
Yeah, another cousin.
She married him.
Well, she's my sister-in-law.
Oh.
Yeah. But she's a cinematographer, and she's my cinematographer most of the time. Anyway.
It's information about it too. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, interview her. 100%. 100%. So anyways, right now, the writing project that I just finished up, I spent a whirlwind about a month ago, month and a half now, 2 months, over 5 days. I wrote a stage play in a way, and I'm currently directing it. It's a one-night performance a week from now-ish. I know exactly a week. Okay.
Is it really?
No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, you gotta get through. Not to have to go through.
It's filmed here. the ultimate boss, balloon race.
Yeah.
That's bad luck. I'm like, yeah, you can play balloon race.
For those of you that don't know, October is by far the busiest month in matches. I mean, you've got the spring tour comes, fall tour comes, and all of that. But every single weekend is jam packed with something. The third weekend of October is always the Natchez Balloon Festival.
Mm-hmm.
Spending money for the Airbnb capital or the biscuit capital.
Biscuit capital.
Personally, biscuit.
Starving on.
And then the fourth weekend, the last 5 or 6 years, has been for the Y'all Meets All weekend, which is in support of mental health services here in Minnesota, and Kerry is spearheading it this year. Now, by the time y'all are seeing this, this will fortunately be behind Kerry, and she will have moved on with her life.
We'll have seen how successful or all again.
This play is sort of a whodunit.
It is. Circling the drain. I'm getting to that point. I know. Please do. Please do. I'm bad about, I'll talk for this fight. It'll be too long. But, so yeah, the thing that I finished writing was a sort of Agatha Christie-esque whodunit. In homage to probably one of my favorite authors.
Is she?
I love Agatha Christie. I love the whodunit. I love all the characters, the different characters. I think whodunits are so they're all about the details. The physical details and the people and the looks they're giving, and then the words they're choosing. So all my favorite things. So this play, it's called Foul Play at Lansdowne Manor. And it is about, the one night performance, all the guests there, it's about 40 guests, I think, at one long dining table. Before they come, they receive an invitation. And that invitation is from Harlan Bell, the reclusive bachelor of Lansdowne Manor. Well, I went to English, then I went Southern. So, the reclusive bachelor of Lansdowne Manor. It was 1961, and he has not been seen hardly at Natchez since his twin brother's mysterious the breakfast table 32 years ago. So he suddenly just decided to throw himself a birthday party. And so all the guests, being curious, they've shown up at this house. And there's cast of characters. There's the housekeeper, who we call the house creeper. The bottom feeder cousin who's follows Harlan around, begging for a scrap of the inheritance. There's the family doctor, who has a bit of a drinking problem. And there is a surprise guest halfway through, who shows up to the dinner unexpectedly.
Very, very, very exciting, and I'm disappointed that I will not be able to see it. I wish y'all could live stream it, but then that would,
God, that'd be amazing. We'll probably, if it's good enough, we'll do a repeat.
Well, in full disclosure, I've had the opportunity to actually do table reading for a play that Kerry had written. You began it years and years ago, and you were working on it. It actually, gathered a group of about 8 to 10, 12 people.
Yeah.
It is one of the most fun experiences that I've had in the last few years because it's totally outside the wheelhouse. Granted, some of y'all remember I was animal number 7 and Tom Sawyer and the hit guru of Wonderland, the Caterpillar and Alice in Wonderland. We're talking about 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. So this has been a long time since I've done anything like that. And it was so much fun to participate in because you got to see this story kind of come to life with faces and words and all that kind of stuff.
That was to about these creative outlets being somewhat new to me. And that syndrome is hard because I had never before that done a table read. That's the first screenplay I wrote. And this is the first play I've ever directed or been in or written. Well, actually, a stage plays for it. Even though this is sort of immersive, there's no stage, so we really didn't do stage directions and all that. But even with this, even like the visual art, I have a hard time. I get a little nervous and embarrassed because I'm thinking, oh gosh, like, and this isn't a brag, it's the opposite. It's like, I see people who go to school for it, who spend years stage managing, stage hands, all that, so that they can work up to it. And I'm not some major success story. Part of my secret is one, not turning down random opportunities that don't necessarily feel like I'm straight and forward path.
That's a great point,
Yeah.
and you do that very well.
Yeah. So like this, for instance, like, hey, y'all needs all came to me, and my friend and producer Caitlin Laird.
Shout out to Caitlin.
Another artist. You gotta have her on the podcast.
Oh my god, of course.
Of course, Caitlin. She'd be great, honestly. But they came to us wanting us to do one of their events for the weekend. It's a 4 or 5 day, thing. And Caitlin came up with a murder mystery dinner party. And I just raised my hand and said, oh, I'll write this. And I tried to put blinders on and not think, well, I've never done that. And I had no training in that. And then after writing the script, I realized, now I have to draw it and stage manage.
Another cap.
And the thing, my motto, one of the biggest mottos in life is, I always say this to people when someone's nervous, really nervous about doing something for the first time, probably don't do it. Maybe we're talking about it and they're like, well, I wanted to do it that way, but I can't. I've never done that before. I'm embarrassed. Am I going to show up with the helmet on wrong or this or, by the way, that's literally my experience. Because I always say this to myself, which is just that you only have to do something for the first time once. And that always gets me through because that euphoric feeling I get, like a drug almost. The second I'm done with the thing for the first time, it's just that feeling that I will never have to do that for the first time again.
That's awesome.
You show up to a new club, a new group of friends.
What a great mindset.
And the next time you go to that thing, it's literally like, it's so weird how it lifts off of you. It's very freeing. And that's why I just have to keep telling myself is after 2 weeks from now, I'll have directed a stage play and written a stage play.
That's awesome. Another notch on the resume.
Yeah. And then if I get a chance to do it again, I think it'll only expand more with that bit of confidence I had already going into it.
Well, where do you see your writing going right now? I mean, you mentioned you're writing a play, or you want to just get through this experience and ask yourself again?
I've never seen that. I've never seen for even though this has gotten me in trouble as I've gotten older. I've always said since I was younger that I never speak for 35. I remember when I used to say I never speak for 33-year-old Terry. Evan, I got that. Get me on the phone with her because I got something to say. But I basically didn't start a 401k. Yeah, exactly. She's eating, chips and not exercising, and she's like, "Well, she's 33. Okay, maybe that." But I don't speak for those new virgins. We can have different experiences. But how I kind of see my writing going, so hard to tell because next week somebody could call me and say, do you want to write whatever new other form of writing there is? And I'll say yes. Stage play, love the physicality of it. Love screen. Anything that has a physical aspect to it, really. I'm not saying I'll never write a novel or a short novel at least. I'll not say it, but I really got maybe using my body. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that made me not pursue writing for my 20s, was because I had this idea of what a writer is or what an artist is, that was told, and I wasn't that. So I was like, well, I must not be a writer. Mm-hmm. That's literally why. And I love archaeology. I was an archaeologist for 6 years, 7. Truly, I love that I did that, and I refer to it all the time. But I truly decided not to be a writer because of that. I was like, well, I don't like writing in apologies for the Georgia cabin. Which maybe I'll use one. But I did a writer up in a cabin. Well, writing for 6 months straight.
Oh, I can't think of anything better, honestly.
See, and that's great.
Oh, well, you enjoy people.
I enjoy people. I mean, it's where I get my not just inspiration, but my little lines. I'm still plagiarizing. 2025 life. It's 5-year-old Kerry answered for that. She said, I will see that. And she is still a plagiarist. And what I mean by that is that I listen to people and I'm at a bar or a restaurant or at a party and people say the darndest things and I write them down and then I have to talk to you some word for word.
Especially in Natchez. I mean, I don't think it's hard to explain this community to people outside of it or if you haven't visited. They call us the Little Easy, so it would be a very loosely teeny tiny version. Teeny tiny, 12,000.
Just to be alcoholics.
Absolutely. There's a character on every corner. There's, I'm sure that the inspiration is marvelous.
I mean, you wrong of me to read a few of the lines I've taken from Natchez?
No, absolutely. God, please. Oh, my God.
Okay. I keep a Google Notes app. One of them is so, especially in Natchez, I am a public type of artist, because it literally fuels me. I take lines from anyone and everyone that I talk to, especially in Naples, who are hanging out there.
You carry this cool dinner party. Like, you were forever invited to the cocktail hour, forever invited to that.
And I got to be invited to the dinner party myself. And as all the people from the site, I was in first, not hosted, best hosted. So I was trying to also look, and I decided on pasta, and I just got to talking, and about 9:30, I had a few people come up to me and say, "Should you boil the water?" Massive. And I remember I was about 4 TVs in, and I was like, well, I'm not really hungry. Yeah, sure.
Welcome to my dinner.
Yeah, welcome to my dinner party. I hope you wait. But anyways, love a dinner party. And honestly, so I travel around a lot. I go to other places. I house in a lot. That's kind of one of my careers.
So it's true. There's always either New York or LA or Natchez involved, or New Orleans.
Well, Natchez, the thing is, I always have to do that here because we'll run out of stuff. And I swear to you, there are more creative, weird, funny people here than almost anywhere. New Orleans competes, but God, LA doesn't. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love the things. I love California, the climate, culture, things like that. But that is not the place to be if you want to ground yourself in real life. And Natchez has characters.
It's very real life.
Yeah. And so I keep it running notes out. And if you don't mind, I'll read through them.
Please.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I will not name names. In fact, a lot of them leave out the name because then I can accidentally incriminate this person.
Right.
So one lady in that was talking about in the 1960s when all those substitute teachers with their cardboard suitcases swarmed into Natchez and stole all our men. One little sister to her big sister, she told her, "You're looking mighty fine, Rainey," in her casket.
People do love to get laid out with the pearls on in the face.
Do. Let's see. This one big Natchez character, a sort of glitch blah. Apparently, a friend of ours, found her at a big dinner party, right in the cups, in the bushes outside, mumbling to herself. I'm in grief. I'm in grief.
Oh my God. I mean, it was probably a Tuesday night, you know.
Tuesday night.
Oh my God, that's true. You're all alcohol drenched in here.
I swear. And the last one I'll share is just that there is a point in my play where one character calls the housekeeper furniture, and that's based on some ladies I know at a job who always used to call one of their co-workers furniture because she didn't move.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah.
I try to keep a list of those things. I love that you do that. I do that with my Aunt Paul and Uncle Pete because they have wonderful stories as high school English teachers. But when I first moved here, I remember being at the King's Tavern before it closed, the bar over there, and we'll say, "Oh, you know, family's from here. I've been coming here for years, but I've never lived here before." You know, it says they're a gay community here in Natchez or anything like that. They looked at each other. Everybody's gay in Natchez. So I found that to be false.
I'm very, we were excited.
Well, like, everybody?
We sat here a lot.
Everybody? Oh,
To midnight. We'll say that we go.
Drag shows in the
Yeah,
on Main
it's
Street.
true. But it's true.
I have seen Beach Street, but everybody, no,
Yeah.
everybody's in
No, not everyone, but there was a point which, you know, we were number 2 on a Wikipedia article for gay residents per capita.
What?
Yep, number 2 or number 3, maybe. But I said, so
we do have this.
Biscuit capital, you know, closeted capital.
Yeah.
Love it.
You know, we were talking about the dinner party thing, you writing stuff, and we can edit this out if this is not something that you like to add to your resume. But interestingly enough, there was another writer that was here in town that Kerry befriended, and she ended up being included in his book, The Deepest South of All. It's author Richard Wright, settled up in the Delta. Anyway, he came down to Natchez and befriended Kerry, and Kerry kind of showed him around and whatnot, and became part of his story of New York Times bestseller, The Deepest South of All. Was that a good?
So I'm a character too.
Yeah,
honestly, I'm glad you bring it up. I think it's very helpful and detrimental to art sometimes, not in a good way. We can see it from both sides. And I'm if we're from art, different mediums, let's visual. If you are taking a photograph of something, or you know, or if you're that's where didn't go clearly. But or if you are a writer, taking people's words, you know, taking people's characters, who they are. If you're a biopic, if you do nonfiction, even more so. And plays and screenplays for any people like doing doing biography, and you know, and so anyway, so all those mediums, right? I think I'm somewhat unique in that I've been on the other side of several of those. So anyways, yeah, that experience being in that book. In fact, I am on the first page and the last page, and
yeah, you are. Like,
yeah.
for anybody who hasn't read that work of nonfiction is creative nonfiction, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hell of a first chapter.
It is.
It's a dinner party.
Yep. It starts with a dinner party. It starts with me at my friend Elodie Pritchard's house.
That was Elodie.
Elodie. On top of a stool, I think, while her dog is at my feet because it's thundering. And unfortunately, and you should it's a book. It's a book. It's
the dog
floor party, and I'm because the air was out and waving, fanning myself with Nazi pamphlets from World War II. Now, not mine,
No.
not my pamphlet. Just the historical preservation is going on duty, let's say. But anyways, yeah, that is, it is somewhat not. It's mostly nonfiction. He is a good guy, a great writer. Did and this is to that conversation about being front and behind it. I did not go. In multiple forms of art. In fact, I used to, my favorite go-to did Two Truths and a Lie. Essentially, there's a key guy around. Was to do no, I have painted nude. I have photographed nude. I have in a film.
Sure, there's a lie in there.
Yeah. No, okay. That's actually why I had to stop saying that. Yeah, you used true. There used I think the photography one. The photography one. Was not true. It's a few years ago when another artist friend, Debbie Wilson, beautiful photographer, photographed me nude on the side of the river. And you went to an art gallery and to a hotel wall where it was stolen. So, play that.
Anything from
Yep. Might not be in, but I am in the basement of some creative house. So, but
of the places you will go.
I know the base, but so being in front of the camera, being in a book, being included in a book, it's really informed my writing, but also sometimes stifled it because I know what it can feel like to be on that other side. And as artists, a lot of artists speak to that, to be honest. Can really just think of your art as the important thing. And that's why, I've been dealt in documentaries the past year, things.
That was full of it.
Yeah, so I used to do more narrative nonfiction journalism. I love nonfiction because I love, and it already has families in place to work with and to sculpt to people. So I used to do that.
And y'all just did that huge project. Took about a year and a half, and you were doing this with Josephina, your sister-in-law, who is the filmmaker.
Yeah.
And tell us what y'all were doing exactly.
Yeah. So I went from that journalism to start with film, screenplay stuff, fiction, and it's like I sort of combined the two, the nonfiction, that. And the first project I started working on was a short documentary about this crazy road trip that my mom and her siblings, her brother, and three other sisters, all took, where they piled into an RV together. My uncle drove, almost drifted into oncoming traffic multiple times. And they went around the FCC, which is the Pittsburgh Conference, schools, all schools, that their father, my grandfather, had refereed that. He was a referee for over 28 years, I think.
And refereeing the big football games, the biggest football games.
Huge, famous games. I mean, in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and it filled their childhood. And they had one extra passenger with them, with us, rather. I was there.
Talk about your sister.
And my sister.
Oh,
Kelly. And the two of us were entrusted with my grandfather's ashes, which
nothing could go wrong.
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Including the fact that they were almost mistaken for a box of donuts at one point, and we were missing. We couldn't get them open. We almost had to break it out. There's all this shit. So they trusted us those because they wanted scatter them all the football fields, which is illegal. And I don't know what I'm going to do when the documentary actually comes out, how I'm going to play it and edit. But we went through a huge trial and error over 3 cram days going from Alabama to Tennessee to Ole Miss to LSU. And it's just a few of those. And we went through a lot of trial and error to figure out how to smuggle these apps into the tours we were given. They were all very sweet people who gave us these tours. We started with straw and a tape, so we just, without me, pinch the straw. And oh my God, that would have been
That is wild. So I was under the impression that y'all had been invited to do this. I didn't realize it was a covert.
We were invited to tours, but we were not invited to that. So all these poor people, mostly students, who were giving us these tours, I think a few of them could absolutely tell that Kelly and I were up to something. We'd be like, every time we'd be like scoping when we were inside the ring. Yeah, exactly. And then we'd get to the field, and sometimes we'd walk out, and we'd be like, oh, let's take a picture. And we'd go to take that picture, and you'd have to wait until, he'd be taking the picture for a student, and we'd be like, oh, look at that out there. Then just go for it. And we started with the pixie stick. We went on to a little piece of paper to unfurl. I think we did one more day. We ultimately landed on just shoving handfuls of them in our jeans pockets. Just pooped out at a certain point. In fact, we got them for a road trip. I went in our backyard, which thank God was my grandfather's backyard. My mom was in the house still, she grew up in. And thank God she did, because I felt bad about this the other way around it. But I shook him out in the yard. It's still so much extra.
I'm sure he approved.
I hope so. I'm honestly probably not. That was the funny thing about all this. Like, the entire time we were like, I don't think he would have liked this.
Really?
We're just doing it. But anyways,
paternity on the 50-yard line.
They took a second road trip for some more SEC schools 2 years later. And my sister-in-law, Josephina, the cinematographer, and I went along with them, and Kelly. And we documented this time. So anyway, that is that. And it's been hard. It's very hard documentary, I found, because I love medium, but I see how it twists people.
Yeah.
And there's no
outline or expectations.
And then people are real, but also you can't capture who they are. I mean, it's impossible. I think every single documentary, except in 1 or 2 maybe, is a shadow. Every person in them is a shadow of themselves.
Now, do you appear on film in any of that?
Yes, I do. In that one, at least. So I am. Yeah.
No, are you comfortable on camera, because you also have some television experience?
Yeah, I guess I'm a little comfortable on camera. I did for my art, for my visual art. I did a piece for that show, Hometown, on HGTV.
Yeah, which Kerry's art, which we should at least give a little introduction. You did say that you work with natural materials and dried flower. She does these in
Should have almost brought it. It's so
really,
hard.
but beautifully realistic portraiture, and also other design projects and stuff. I think the last one I saw was somebody had commissioned you to do sort of a
like a carpet. It's
something like a rug or something like that. Yeah, it was beautiful.
That was fun. For this
which you can see her work on Instagram. Is it Kerry?
It's Kerry RRY, like the county for the blood. And Kerry Rose, which is actually my real name, my legal name, not based on the flower art at all. So Kerry.Rose.studio.
Is she grandmother?
Yes. My grandma and my mom's side, Rose Henley.
Oh yeah, my cousin.
Yeah.
Is a good jockey.
Another job.
Um,
And yeah, Carrie got Records studio.
so how did that thing come about? With you doing that?
Once again, just like writing. I'll make it quick. I'll try to. I will. Because I just never accept. That was something that is not how on me by accident, the visual art. My grandmother was an illustrator, and artist, and sometimes I do wonder if I have put in class, if I could draw. But I honestly can't draw. Not very well. And so that art, I think I don't want to. That's feel like I kind of feel. I think I am the medium of it. There's other people version of it.
I've seen mixed media collage and stuff like that, but I've never, having gotten a BFA and an MFA, I've ever seen anybody doing what it is
The
that you do.
exact-
Well,
Yeah, or
what's
yeah, not
also,
the medium, I should say just the combination of the medium and and
stuff
genre.
better in the approach and the process too, because it's also, it's not, it doesn't read very textural, like it doesn't, actually it's a very kind of smooth, you have to get up on it to see what this is made out of. most of the
Yeah.
time.
So
it's mind-blowing to me.
I but yeah, when I was 17, look, I got that far. Jason, things I don't know. You're going back, not a stop. When I was 16, it was like Mother's Day. My mom needed a present. I didn't have one. I drew a little fairy. I've always been a copy. I drew a fairy from. Oh my God! More plagiarism! More plagiarism! Yes.
We promise that most of our work is 100% original.
Yeah. And so I drew this fairy, and I took some crepe myrtle flowers and I pressed them between two pieces of glass to make it look like a real flower. Didn't dry them anything. My mom still has it. It's covered in bugs. It's disgusting. They're rotten and everything. Day or two, right? And then when I was living in New Mexico as an archaeologist, my little cousin, my younger cousin, was living there, and I took a photograph of her, and I took all these materials. I was living out on the mesa, and I took the dirt and the straw and like different types, not just flowers, different types of natural materials, and I turned it into a portrait and gave it to her mom. And once again, well, and then lastly, a few years ago, 3 years ago or so, a friend asked, we were talking about they were getting into visual art just for fun, and they're like, "Do you do any?" We probably were talking about, "You do anything like that?" And I was like, "No, no, not an artist. I'm not. I'm a writer. I'm not about that." But we kept talking. I was like, "Well, I did once make this portrait thing, and I sent it to him. We talked about it, and I just got this idea in my head, and I did 2 weeks later, I did a self portrait in the throes of a breakup.
Oh,
yeah,
depression.
It's depression darkness, I mean, I didn't cut my ear off,
Stay out of the comments.
This one, but listen, this the exception to this one, depression art, but it was actually good. So shockingly good, because so much depression art is you look later and you're like,
yeah. Again, if you don't need to stay out of the comments.
Yeah.
Depression.
And so I made this portrait, and I stepped back and did and it was the combination of everything before. It was entirely out of flowers. So this happened when someone gave me, my friend who's a florist, gave me these pile of dried flowers. And I was just like, and I just put it together, stepped back and said, and it was the first time I went, I think that was good. Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean, to hit it out of the park like that on the first time.
Well, no, here's the thing. This is where I'm struggling with these days, is with portraiture. I'm really struggling because there was a purity and not an innocence, but a lightness in that first one that I can't recapture. It is I don't want to, I'm obviously look at my Instagram, I don't want to reveal myself, but I'm struggling with my portraits now because they there was like this that one and my second portrait and my third are my favorites I've done. Those two, and then there's the others. Well, I would say maybe it's not it's a nude figure. So I've actually been in now I'm nude in flowers. But it's my favorite piece I think I've ever done. It's this huge piece. The background is all yellow roses, and it's this female figure. And I really, I look at it. I try to look at these pieces. I actually recently printed them out because when I do a new piece, it's like I look up at them and not copying them, but it's like I want to feel that, like that feeling again of not overthinking it. It's like art is a animal that you can scare. You can't let it know you're trying to grab it. You know, and
Great way to put it. Yeah, absolutely.
If it knows that you want it,
Smell
fear. Smell fear. You can smell desperation. You can smell you wanting it to be something. And I didn't want those horses to be anything.
Yeah.
Didn't want anything.
Yeah, because you thought they were done. Maybe this TV show thing would work out. Maybe not. Whatever.
Yeah, and so I just there's something about that I'm now struggling with. And I'm trying to get back to. But I went on IPTV and I did
What was the show?
Hometown.
I was the one that's telling us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they commissioned an artist for every episode. And good thing I've been in film. That's the other fun thing about this is I've worked in film. I know what it's about. And it's just like we talked about everything else. It's a shadow of a person. And I think I look good on it. I looked good in it.
It looks great.
But we only did, I think, 2 takes. So I was, but I've been in film before. So it's like I worked behind it. So I knew the whole process. So I was able to come in knowing points to make. And so that unlike this interview, which I just circle around like a fly.
Well, I mean, the two of us in the same room is going to be a linear.
No, it's never. I'm surprised we got the.
No, I haven't even cried yet. So.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Hang on, everyone.
You have no fruit.
I just have too many emotions.
So I went on that show. I did a landscape. That's what they wanted from me. I'm not a landscape artist. I'll do them for money. But I'm fine with it. It's not in any way my favorite work. But I have gotten upwards of, I'd say, 10 to 20 commissions from. Every time it airs, I get 5 to 10 more followers.
Nice.
Now, you have your follow, like in here, now they're following me for art that I don't want to do.
Right.
It's hard.
Right.
But exposure, any exposure is good. It is.
Yeah. Well, especially for someone, an artist like yourself with so many avenues.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's why I just say no.
It's a revenue stream.
It's a revenue stream so I can make other things. And it's also my other biggest thing besides doing things for the first time, doing new things, is that you never know ever what situation will lead to something else. And I'm talking some of my best networking has been done at funerals. Very.
We stack them up like firemen around here.
We do. We love it. Oh, what a good time.
She looks great.
You're looking 95. Green.
What was it?
Green. R-E-E-N. Green. You're looking 95. She admitted it. Kind of like, what's her name? Steel Magnolia's mean one. Nest?
Weezer.
Weezer. I imagine it in like kind of a admitted.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking 95. So, that's why I keep it down. It's exhausting, but it's often not the linear stuff that leads to something for me.
That's so important, and I'm terrible at that. I will pigeonhole myself and turn down stuff. Well, people have asked me to do stuff over the years, and I realize I probably should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will get in my own way better than most people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wonderful approach that you have to take. So it's happened for you over and over again.
Mm-hmm. No, it keeps taking me. It can be, like I said at the beginning of all this, that it can. I don't know if it's necessarily working great all the time because it spider webs me. It's a spider web of a life. And you know, when it's almost like I'm focused in on one thing. You know, I have this goal for it. I go to this funeral, right? When somebody says, "Oh, I love that you did that," right? Like the love that thing did lead to this new person. They were talking and they're like, "Oh yeah, I saw that you did HGTV. Uh, would you would you be interested in following me around my house and doing a visual autobiography where I just narrate and blah blah?" And I'm like, yeah, yeah, you know. But then now I have this project,
Yeah.
you know, and it's a different medium, and it's a new medium, and it's always a new medium with me. Uh, and it makes for, if I'm lucky that maybe this is something wrong with me, and I know it's not something a lot of people say you should say. But I am lucky that ever since I was young, probably, I remember it's just in my nature that my opinion of myself is the one I care about the most. It really is. And I don't mean that I'm just self-confident. I don't mean like, oh, I'm so good that that I shouldn't care about mine at all. It's just an innate feeling I have of self-accountability. And if I so to that point, the reason I was bringing that up is that even if none of this goes anywhere, if each of these things only goes so far, and I don't become hyper successful in any of them, I just, each one I kind of turn to myself and I think like, and I ask myself, are you proud you're doing that? Or are you satisfied? Is that thing satisfying you in some way? And if the answer is yes, then I feel okay. If it ends up, if it ends up, I'm kind of okay if it ends up that I don't find traditional success. If I am okay with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an important way to stay centered as well. Like, when I finally started painting again after a long hiatus, I had a lot of difficulty with feedback, critical feedback, even though it's necessary, I think, in a lot of situations. Not for everyone, but benefited from it, and I did.
And you went to school for it too, which
Absolutely.
so to Katie, I am in with y'all because the biggest thing I'm in with y'all, and if y'all did that's right in school, like you get torn the hell apart.
Oh, absolutely. It's an important part of the process, you know. But what it being so many years between when I finished school and I finally started painting again, the problem that I was having is all of the feedback. Because I realized I wanted it, but it wasn't always the feedback. And so to keep moving forward, I had to tell myself that everybody's opinion is important. And I'm appreciative for it. Thank you for taking the time to talk. All I really from you is whether or not you like it. I'm going to be the one that decides whether or not it's successful, and that enables me to move forward.
Yeah.
And worry about everyone else's reaction about it, then I'm going to get stuck, and I'm not going to finish it or something like that. So
yeah, absolutely.
You know, feedback is important for a number of reasons, but just use it in whatever ways.
And
meaningfully. So
yeah.
That's a me problem. Obviously, that being a Kerry problem. So
it can be. It is right now. What we're doing we're doing reading, not table read. We're actually in full blown rehearsal next week for the play.
So are y'all doing that around the dinner table?
We are doing it around. So you mean on Thursday? I'll get over it right now.
So are some of the characters actually going to be, they're going to be dinner guests as well? So
Yeah,
they'll be mixed in with the.
Yep. It is almost, it's insinuated that you are also a guest at this party in the same way they are. That, yeah, there's no divide. There's no divide. So there will be, I have a main character at each head of the table. I have two in the middle. And it's been really fun because working in other parts of the film too and other stuff. I mean, not all related things. I do wedding planning all the time, for instance. And coordinating people, and seeing how that skill has brought. So those outside tools, those things I don't say are too big that are not with art, always end up informing it. And I think that makes me better at blocking, for instance, better at blocking is, the physical placing, and movement of your characters. And so when I write, I would hope that the people really like creating my work. I make it an easier process for them because I already, I don't just write like overly complex things that can't actually be filmed, So all this to say that the play I've enjoyed. I also enjoyed this technical aspects of like, okay, I'm actually going to bake in some reason for this character and this character. They actually switch seats at one point. And another, they switch seats. And then at like this character, I place something they need over at the other end of the dining room table. This is also that the guests all feel interactive. So that guests just far away from the action. No guests are going to be like, well, that person can fight up on the entire play the whole time. And I'm way down here eating my fucking panna cotta, like, all one of my loads. No, you, I'm like, good money. Jamie, you'd be fine at the end of that table eating your panna cotta.
There's a play?
Is there a second panna cotta? And so to go back to that, we are currently when we're doing our readings. We're actually in space. We'll be in the space itself, the house. It's an old Annabelle mansion. And it's been owned by the same family for the entire time. So all the paraphernalia is real, and it's just covering the house of a life lived. And we will be in the house all next week practicing. And this is getting something back that thing. I talked really big about caring about my own opinion, right? I think, but as I only in the past few years have creeped into exposing myself in my art. I mean, we've talked to you, and I just looked on my made it sound like I had just been an artist my whole life and gone for it and fuck everyone and here's my art. I was an archaeologist. I mean, I got out of school, went to archaeology until I was 26, 27. Found out about, didn't even realize there was writing outside of books, which is stupid of me. I mean, I knew there was magazine writing, but my brain never, ever thought, oh, people write those articles, right?
Which you've done as well.
Mm-hmm. That's why I exposed her as a teenager.
Kelly has a wonderful article that ended up in the Oxford American.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites I wrote about family and grief and Drina Dial.
Yeah.
Fair
for culture on the South.
Okay, so I went into magazine writing, and then I went into screenplay writing, and then I went into the visual art, and then I went into documentary, and then I went into plays. And this is all from 27 to 26, 27 to 33. I'm officially announced
She's a baby.
because my birthday was 3 days ago. So my first time was telling somebody in third grade.
You're hearing it first. Awesome.
Sorry.
Harry's catching up with you.
It's my Jesus year. I heard.
It is. It is. Oh,
I don't know what that means for me.
Well, hopefully not the same.
A big comeback. A huge failure, then a big comeback.
Gotta roll. That's
Actually, in fact, well, no, well, so 33 years. So that is, do that math, whatever it is, 6 years or so. And that is the entirety of time I've been doing this. Didn't go to school for it. So all this to say that this lets each entire time, but I didn't show my art in a show until 2 weeks ago. This play is the first of this ever doing it. I don't think it's done yet. It could be a huge fucking failure. It had one part self-produced. And the rest of it's been kind of in a class and doing it quietly. It's so I haven't actually been exposed to that much critique yet. And I'm nervous because I talk about me and what my opinion, but I think it's because I kept it to myself.
right. Well, you know these Dutch agents are going to tell you every thought of their mind.
Oh my God.
They're going to be keeping the cups that you're not going to ask them to tell.
They don't tell you. And then they're going to be like, no, it should do.
You know, I thought I was going to go this way.
Biography.
You know what character was missing, Kerry?
Oh, God, yeah.
You should basically try to get themselves written into your next one, would be my guess.
Mhm. Entirely. Well, some of them want to show up my play that I face the actors on in the play. I'm very.
I hate that I'm going to miss this, but
I know, but yeah. So I'm interested. Like when I listen to y'all's podcast, like I think all of y'all having gone to school for it, it always intrigues me because, especially for the critique process, I actually think I really, I had a goal last year, I think it was, and I think I succeeded in failing. I wanted to fail for the first time because I realized I had just avoided failing.
what was your failure? I don't remember.
Ooh, I mean small things.
Yeah.
But plus one of the worst years of my life, let's be real. 32. I am never, ever gonna walk down the street on my birthday and get in and be like, what if this is my year? Never. I say that again. Might be my G. I am expecting fiction. If the resurrection happens, we'll be happy.
We'll be there.
We'll be happy. But yeah, putting myself out there, and then okay, this is it. This goes back to like I said, my life motto: doing something for the first time once, failure. You only ever have to fail once. Fail for the first time once. You only ever have to fail for the first time once.
Well, I think that's a great takeaway.
Yeah, turning it into something constructive and something to almost look forward to.
She who does not say no, regardless of the ramifications, served you very well, and you run. You tell yourself, you get to the other side by saying, I won't have to do it for the first time again.
Yeah. And every time I fail, I'll know I'll know the outcome in a way. I mean, not the actual specifics of that one outcome, but the feeling of it. And the feeling being familiar, I'll be less afraid of it, so I'll be less afraid of trying.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today. You absolutely made my day. We should go to the Savannah Tree Lit Berries. Other cousin Shay, wish you were here.
Sun is Shay.
Yeah, we'll wake up 3 days from. Yes.
Yeah, well, I can try and take the car keys from you.
Y'all should know this. Our beautiful cousin Shay, who lives in New Orleans, is an incredible bartender and amongst many other talents.
An incredible drinker as well, let's be real. And I mean that it's all in.
Probably she could line us up and do it one at a time, all in a row. I had a few too many drinks at the Under the Hill Saloon with Shay. My cousins all left me and said, "You're in charge of your cousin."
One of those
And,
Sunday afternoons.
and I just got obliterated. And thank God for my cousin Kerry Graning, because I didn't know until the next day, but I woke up, I didn't have no keys, I didn't have no phone, I didn't know where it was, but I found out, Kerry, what did I say to you?
Well, so yeah, we can flash back my recollection.
Yeah.
When me taking the keys of Jamie's little Honda, and saying, get in the passenger seat, Jane, and he would not get in there. Would not. He said, "Give me my keys." And I said, "I will not give you your keys. We're going to Shay's. We're going to Shay's. Oh, I don't want to go to Shay's. I want to stay here. Give me my keys." And I said, "Getting this far right now." And he said, "Kerry, you have no friends and nobody likes you." Oh, wait, was that it?
I think that verbatim it was, Kerry, you're a liar and nobody.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Oh.
You said, "Kerry, you're a liar and nobody likes you."
Oh,
And I said, "Get in this." I paused. I thought about it. I thought about what he said. I thought about driving off. And I said,
I can go for
"Get
it.
in this car." He gets in the car. He says to be all the way to 3 blocks. It's now just a small town, y'all. 3 blocks there. He says, "Oh, I want to go to Shay's. I want to go to Shay's." And I say, "I am not going to Shay's." Take him to this doorstep. We park. And he goes, "Oh, we're not going to Shay's."
I don't know who that person is, but I know that he was drinking we was drinking whatever Shay was drinking, which was double vodkas, double vodka and soda.
Well, she admittedly at the podcast, after all the admittances of plagiarism, I think we can say that I might be a liar. Well, but I have 2 big people like.
Oh no, people love you. People love you. Drunk Jamie's just an asshole, so we're obliterated.
We love him. We love him.
Oh well, he's something.
He's something, but
Didn't become fine.
I made the primer.
Oh, no, that's when the emotions show up. I love you guys. Anyway, well, thank you again. Everyone, please check out Kerry's socials, Kerry's website. I love my second cousin thrice removed, and the rest of the outlaws. So grateful y'all. So loving to adopt me because one of y'all said it.
You don't even need to adopt you. Your family.
That's true.
Your family. Yeah. See if you can do anything. Me at you can find me at on Instagram at kerry.rose.studio. And I can email that to email me. And I have my website on Kerry. One of those. You can tell we're great at promoting ourselves.
She's a liar. Nobody likes her. And she doesn't know her website.
She don't know our website. So you can find me at kerry.rose.studio on Instagram or actually email to that. To email me, love to chat. Or my website at kerryrose-studio.com.
And we'll add all of those links into the show notes below, so you can check this out from there as well. And
I encourage, if you listen to this episode, if you don't see, I maybe encourage you to go to my Instagram first. Because striving that hard is impossible.
Yeah.
You know, it's just weird. I always
go and see it for yourself. Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's different than I think you visualize it when you first think of dried flowers.
Right. It sounds a little Renaissance fair, but it's not.
It's not. Yeah, it's not easy. That's what I
not at all.
try to avoid. Even though sometimes I have to do a wedding portrait or 2.
Hey, whatever keeps the phone built. They use automobile. Well, we thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I love
Yeah, we're grateful for it.
I literally have a possum in not every now, but all but one screenplay I've So love a pause.
I forgot. Yeah, the table read. There was
Remember the
yeah,
possum?
absolutely. Yeah.
Remember the possum, Jamie.
Like, she's not a liar, and we all love her. All right. Thank you, Kerry.
And,
Bye, Possum. See you next time.